Hunter Tune. Today we are at the track. It's been a long, like 5 or 6 months, cold winter here in Wisconsin, and we got the Barney Civic all ready to go here. Wisconsin International Raceway, about to have some fun today. You know, obviously everything going on. The track has been closed for a while, but we actually were able to come up here today and race. So let's have some fun. Sorry if it's windy on the camera, but I don't know how this camera does with wind noise. We do have the slicks and skinnies on the car. It is on Honda S300. I have not re-dynoed it since the car has been back on Honda. But the only other things I did to the car is I put the valve cover from Dave on, and I have the catch can fully routed with you know, 10 AN lines from the back of the block and the valve cover. And yeah, we're gonna go out there, hopefully not break this thing. And I've had this car a couple different times, and I've never actually ran it down the drag strip. So I'm very excited to be able to do that. This is a kind of hacked together LSV Tech. It has a set of V16 rods. Because the block was milled really far, it has V16 rods and CTR cast pistons, not a forged piston. And it is a block filled setup. It's not stock sleeve, but it is, or it's stock sleeves with the Chris Boya block filler. I got an eBay steering wheel in it also. I did that kind of off camera. Yeah, we're gonna send it, guys. Let's go.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Holy shit. I gotta go. 1088 off the trailer. That's freaking ridiculous. He's probably fucking screaming in that car. It did spin though, so.
Alrighty guys, that was an awesome first pass off the trailer. First pass of the year. I wish I had a GoPro in the car, but I freaking forgot my my GoPro Session has like a little cage that goes around it, and I forgot to bring it to attach to the suction cup. So we may try to zip tie something into the car, but at least you guys get something better than nothing, right? But the car just went 1080 off the trailer at 134 mile an hour. That was on about 22 pounds of boost, and the launch RPM was about 6,500, 2 or 3 pounds of boost on the leave, and I think I launched with 8 PSI air in the tires. So what I'm gonna do this pass is I'm going to drop the tire pressure down to like 7.5, and then I'm going to lower the two-step RPM like 300 RPM down to 6,200. We're gonna try that. And then I did add 1% of boost in second gear and 1% on third and fourth. So it might make a little bit more steam in third and fourth and a little bit more steam in second gear. I left first gear alone because it did spin a little bit out of the hole, which is good. You want some wheel spin on these things. But off the trailer, guys, 1080, not bad. What an awesome way to start the season, honestly. And that 60 foot was garbage. 178, terrible.
that's done.
All right, guys, we are back from the track now. That last pass that you did just see, the car did break the differential in the transmission. So the track was pretty tight, and the car works very well. For it to go a 10-second pass, literally first time really ever even driving the car, and first time running that car ever down the strip, it works extremely well. And we are very happy. Me and Trevor both were super stoked. When I got that time slip, I was freaking out in the car. I wish I could have brought you guys with. Like I said, I just got to get the little cage thing for my GoPro. I brought the suction cup mount, but I forgot the little cage that goes around the camera to attach to the suction cup. So as you guys can see, the car literally had no weight transfer when it launched, and when it shifted, it just stayed planted. And I actually put a decent amount of power in second gear the first run. I feel like the car will take a lot more power in second gear, which will help the ET obviously. And that second pass that I did make, it left a lot better in first gear when I took, it might have just been a little bit too much RPM pulled out of it, because I feel like the first run I did 6,500 on the launch. I could have left it at 6,500 and just gone down on tire pressure, and it probably would have done a pretty good 60 foot. But the first pass, I had too much tire pressure in it just to play it safe. I didn't want to break anything on the first run. Once we kind of figured out the car goes A to B, I figured let's try to make it go faster, and that's the changes I did. Is I just put a little bit more power in second, and the sheer shock of me hitting second gear is what just broke the factory differential. So I've broken a bunch of these factory differentials on these Hondas before, and they just, you know, when you shock anything on these Hondas, they always break, like religiously. Axles, differentials, you name it. You got to try to keep the shock out of it, but it's tough when you're racing. So especially when the track is tight. If the track's tight, you got to just hope it holds together. But every gear goes in perfectly. I put a set of billet shifter bushings in the car, and the shifter is very tight, good, good feel to it. And I feel like that transmission was in my EK, and I couldn't hit any gears in it, and I kept blaming it on the clutch, and I was right. Now with the new competition twin disc, we have competition on board now. After putting that clutch in the car, you can clearly see that the car has no issue going into gear. The second pass, I was like, I'm going to watch shift it. The first pass, I kind of watch shifted. I just barely let off the gas when I shifted, and I feel like it kind of helped. But the second pass, I said, okay, I'm going to give it a full send. I'm going to watch shift it, and I never took my foot off the floor when I went to second gear. And as soon as my foot came off the clutch to re-engage the transmission, it didn't move anymore. So we checked the axles. The axles are all good, so the differential is broken. And like I said, that setup in the red EK, the best pass it ever made with that, kind of a similar combination in the B20V. Similar combination went 1080 after like a bunch of track days of practicing and trying, and I could never get that car to hit gears. That's why I kind of gave up on it. I like the EG chassis. The EG chassis tends to work better for me. They don't wheel hop as easy. I don't even have traction bars on this car. They just seem to work better, in my opinion. I don't know why. EGs just are awesome. So now, with the differential being broken, I am looking into buying possibly an M factory differential, just so we can eliminate pulling the transmission in and out when we break something in the driveline. I'd rather break or shred a gear off in the trans than break a diff all the time, because it just gets annoying. And I mean, a stock differential, I've had reliable cars in the mid-10s that have gone for like a month or two on stock diffs of racing every weekend. But some of the stock diffs are good and they hold up, and some of them just can't hang. And with this car being a coupe, it's a little bit heavier, so I feel like that's another factor of just stress on the driveline. The lighter you can make the car, the easier it's going to be on parts. So that's another reason why I may just maybe put the car on a small diet. Whatever I can do to save some weight, I think would be beneficial, just in the the grand scheme of things. But I do think that same pass, also that the first pass I made where it went 1080, I hit the rev limiter in every single gear. That may not feel like a big deal to a lot of people, but when you hit the rev limiter before you shift, that's a lot of time that you're giving up. And I hit the limiter in first, I hit the limiter in second, and I hit it in third. The limiter was only at 8,700 because the car does have a stock harmonic balancer on it. And I ordered an ATI damper that will be here on Monday that I'm going to put on the car so we can safely rev it a little bit higher. I don't really like to rev these stock, balance engines above 9,000 without ATI damper. So now that we have the ATI damper, I may be being able to safely rev the car to say 9,500. I feel like that'd be also beneficial for the car to stretch out first gear a little bit farther. The farther you can stretch first out, the better the car's going to 60 foot. Better it's going to 330. There's a lot of little tricks with these Hondas that I'm trying to actually show you guys with the purple car because it's just a good platform and I feel like it's worth me sticking the time into. And I mean, for God's sakes, guys, for it to just slam out a 10-second pass, me not even driving a car for 6 months. I haven't been to the drag strip in 6 months. We've had a long winter and we've had this damn quarantine. It's been tough on all of us, and today was just like crazy. It was awesome. I'm really happy with what the car did, and I can't wait to stick some more time into it, as well as the Mustang. So I think I'm going to have two really badass cars this year that are going to come out swinging, and I can't wait to see. I don't know if I'm going to be the first one to do it, because I'm going to try to do it my hardest. I want to go 9s on a cast piston Honda. Cast pistons, no forged piston. I want to go 9s on a cast piston and a stock gear set transmission. I think it's doable with this car, guys. I really do. I feel like just not hitting the limiter and shit, I would have been a mid-10. And that's not even putting good 60 foot into it, and there's just so many things that can come together with this car that are really just going to go over the top. Fastest Honda I've ever ran went 1050s, so I want to at least make this car go faster than that, which I feel like if I'd have gotten one more pass where it didn't break, it would have done that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. You guys got to remember that engine has $100 connecting rods in it, $100 pistons, $40 bearings, stock, I don't know, a bunch of stock junk. Like, it has junk in it. And it just shows that you guys at home can do the same things that I'm doing. And that's kind of why I'm here. I have a lot of videos to show you guys what all goes on with building Honda engines. And I feel like to show you guys that it works is really cool. Now we just got to find a cheaper damn solution for these transmissions. I also feel like I want to get a different intake manifold for the car, because the engine bay with that dope ass valve cover from Dave really just kind of sets off the bay, and it looks awesome. But my intake manifold, I want it to be powdered black, and I kind of want to get that new Skunk 2 Ultra Series manifold. I don't know if I want to get the Ultra Race or if I want to get the Ultra Street manifold. I've been debating on getting that manifold for a long time, and I just haven't pulled the trigger. And it's funny because I pulled the trigger on one and they're out of stock. So I'm trying to find something, as well as an M Factory diff. I feel like I'm going to run the stock axles for a little while. I know that they are a weak point as well, but I'm not really scared to change an axle at the track or whatever. It's just going to work out. I feel like this car is just going to work, and it works pretty damn good already. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. Better tomorrow. We will see you later.